Hi guys, welcome back. Today it is overcast here, it's raining, and I think I've got the perfect book for today. It's a thriller. It's set in Norway. It's written by a Norwegian author called Samuel Bjork. I got this book from the public library and I was so happy to get it. This is an author whom I've never heard of, and it was such a beautiful surprise when it turned out so well. This is his second novel. In this name, this is his pen name, and unfortunately I cannot pronounce his real name, which is like slightly long, and I don't want to mispronounce it. This is Samuel Bjork's second book. The first one is called I'm Traveling Alone, which apparently is a fantastic book, so I hope I can get to read it later. So The Owl Always Hunts at Night is a crime thriller set in Oslo and the surroundings. It features two detectives called Mia Kruger and Holger, and they are in the homicide department of the Oslo police. When the story starts, we have Mia, who has gone on a break because she's been asked to take a psychological assessment, and she is visiting a psychiatrist and she's very unhappy about it. Mia is a person who is battling a lot of demons. She had a sister, a twin sister, who died under tragic circumstances. Mia is trying to deal with that. So she is constantly being pulled into this darkness within her, and at the same time she is a brilliant detective. She's got an instinct. She's got an instinct for finding out things which others overlook, and her particular strength is also that she's very empathetic. So she is able to put herself in the shoes of the perpetrator and think like him. But that is also her weakness, because she identifies a lot with the victims too. So she goes through a lot of what they might have gone through. So that is Mia Kruger for you. And then there is, on the other side, to balance her, is Holger. And Holger is everything that Mia is not. He is overweight and he is leading a very unhealthy lifestyle. But he's a great detective, and he's a great chief, and he takes care of his team very well, and he's the one who is carrying Mia along. So they actually form a very good team. So there's Mia and there's Holger, and when the story starts, the story of The Owl Always Hunts at Night, when this starts, we find that a girl who has been missing from an orphanage for troubled children, she's found dead, and her body has been kept inside a pentagram, and it has been arranged in a particular way. It's a very chilling murder that has taken place, and there are a lot of feathers around, and that is the crime that has taken place. So we have Holger, who calls in Mia, and they find that there are not many clues, in fact almost no clues on which they can go forward. So at the same time, there are a lot of interweaving storylines. There's Holger's daughter, Miriam. Miriam is leading a seemingly very happy married life, but there is an undercurrent of something happening in her life. Then there is the person who is in charge, or the owner of the children's home for troubled teenagers. So Helene is there. Helene has got a backstory, she and her brother. And we find these seemingly disparate stories. Somehow they all come and fit into this jigsaw, this puzzle that the author has created. And it's very interesting to read about a different country, completely different from what I am in right now. Like in Norway, there's the climate is different, like so vastly different, and that affects them. The darkness, the almost permanent darkness during some parts of the year, and that is another thing that they battle with, which I found interesting, because I had never thought about the effect of all this on the person, and how it will affect things like crime fighting, and how it will affect the detectives who are investigating the crime. We have all these people coming together and investigating this crime and finding out more and more things. As each person's, as we read about each person's story, we get one more piece of the puzzle. And that is what I liked about this book. It is slightly, it builds up slowly, no doubt, but you don't get bored. because there's so many layers there, and you find that there's so many interesting things happening in each person's life. So when you're reading it, you get pulled into it. And Samuel Burke has written very well. I mean, he's definitely written it in Norwegian and fantastic translation. And this book is really gripping. The storyline is very intricate. It goes back and forth and brings together different things and different people. And okay, there might have been I think there might have been a few characters who could have been done away with, according to me. But that's okay. I don't mind that. I mean, that is just a niggling thing. Neither here nor there. That's just a niggling thing. It's okay. And on the whole, The Owl Always Hunts at Night is a beautiful crime thriller. It is set in a very different landscape. The names of the places and everything is so different. It was so different for me, and I really, really enjoyed it. So, if you get a chance, please read this. It's a good thriller. It's a good thriller. And I managed to read it in 2 days because I really wanted to know what was happening. So, The Owl Always Hunts at Night by Samuel Burke is a thriller which you should read, and I think you can check out his earlier one also, which is I'm Traveling Alone. That is the book for today, and I hope it has sparked some interest within you to read this book, or at least go and read some thrillers or go and read something more. I'll be back next week. I'll be back maybe with a book list, or I haven't thought about it, so maybe with another book, because I've got some really good books from the Ernakulam Public Library. I'm in love with that place, and whoever I meet, I keep telling them to go and join the library. So yeah, we'll meet next week, and I hope that this was interesting for you. Bye.